What is the best steak? Retired dairy cow or Wagyu? Can you tell the difference?
This is better than what I thought. Great flavours actually. I don't think it's got shit on helmet.
Really? I'm really passionate about innovation and development in food. Something to get excited about. And I'm excited about retired dairy cow. You might have heard me talking about it, and I did my cottage pie on crack with it. What I love about this produce is that retired dairy cow just used to be kicked off into the food chain unceremoniously and not respected or prized for what it really is, which is beef that's 10 years old. And what's amazing about the retired dairy cow ribeyes is they look like Wagyu, the most expensive steak in the world. And it got me thinking, what if they tasted as good as Wagyu? Right, just rocked up at Harrods in Knightsbridge in London, a mecca for anything luxury, for anything of the best. And we're going to go into the world famous food hall and see if we can get hold of some Wagyu. Wagyu beef. Oh.
Wagyu beef. And that's separate, sir?
No, together's fine, thanks, mate. Okay, that was a real eye-opener. 2 Wagyu steaks, guess how much? 107 quid for 2 steaks.
Mr. Quilter.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Very good. Right, ready for a look around the farm?
Let's do it.
John, these are the cows. There are retired dairy cows. Now normally when cows get retired, they do not get celebrated. And what you end up with is animals in the food chain, and they can end up as dog food.
Really?
And we hated it. We want to celebrate these girls. They've worked hard their whole lives. So we get them out to pasture for the last 8-12 months of their lives.
Okay.
And then what we end up with is some fantastic meat. But the only way you can do that, they've got to be grass-fed and they've got to be organic. And the result at the end, well, come and see. This forerib. So a good life equals great flavour.
And you can see that, can't you?
Yeah, if you look at the marbling running through it, all of that tastes incredible. And that's why we think this can go up against the Wagyu. But don't forget, this is 85% cheaper.
It's a bold claim. Thanks, mate.
See you soon, John.
Thanks, Ben. How frigging cool is this? I can't wait to get this meat onto the griddle. This challenge is on, people. So, Wagyu and retired dairy cow. Now look at these guys. They're separated in price by £53 and £8.50. But look at the marbling in the Wagyu and then look at the marbling in the retired dairy cow. It's so similar. Now to decide which one is the best, then I'm going to need some help. So let me introduce you to 3 mates from the industry.
Hi, my name's Callum Mackay. I've been a butcher for about 7 or 8 years now. I work for a company in London called Ginger Pig. What makes good beef is 40 days minimum, dry aged, a lot of marbling, rare breed. That's what you get.
Hi, my name is Antoine Melon. I'm the CEO of Island Hospitality called Art Farm. I've worked in 11 countries, run a lot of restaurants, most famous restaurants around the world, and I'm very interested from a customer point of view to see the difference between the Wagyu, how it stands against the retired dairy cow.
My name's Matt Burgess, Group Head Chef of Caravan Restaurants. Been in this trade 20 years, mate. I know my meat, okay? And this dairy cow, not too sure. Not too sure, mate. Wagyu's the way to go.
So, 3 big hitters who really know their meat. First up, let's get the Wagyu cooked. When cooking a steak, people, keep it simple. So, you need an oil with a high smoke point, something like a veg oil or a sunflower oil, and dab it on either side. Then salt and pepper. I'm using freshly cracked and some sea salt. And the most important thing is get it out the fridge at least half an hour before you cook it so that it comes up to room temperature, which is not a problem with today's weather. Right, searing hot grill, let's get the steak on. Now, most important thing, take your steak off and don't touch it. Let it rest. Don't even think about taking a nick off it, that will ruin it. Let your steak sit there for a couple of minutes to nice and rest up. Nice and rest up, that's really good English. Okay, boys.
Wow.
Wagyu. Looks the part, doesn't it? Okay.
I'm looking for the fat bits.
Might go in as well, sorry. Oh. Jeez. Maybe a little bit. Oh! That is special.
Surprisingly.
Salad. Alan Butcher, what's it saying to you?
Really nice, really tender, good flavour, isn't it? You taste the fat, delicious.
Matt, chef.
I love it. I think it's delicious. The fat's just running through there. It's just been rendered down. It's been rested to perfection. Really tender, really delicious.
Chef said it was up to perfection. Antoine, restaurateur.
Well, I'm actually pretty surprised. It's better than what I thought. Great flavors, actually. Nice fat, perfectly cooked. No, great.
Good, good. Okay. How are you feeling? You know, the retired dairy cow's got a lot to live up to there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's got a shot in hell, mate.
Really?
No way. Hey, that's a delicious piece of meat.
Well, actually, value for money, so the dairy cow will be 5-6 times cheaper.
Yeah, well, that's the point, isn't it? It's 5 to 6 times cheaper. Is it going to be? Is this 5 to 6 times better?
We'll see.
Next up, the retired dairy cow. Now look at it, it's a lot deeper, a lot darker in colour. And that's because it's a lot older. It can be from 5 to 7 years older than your average steak. That means it's got 5 to 7 years of grass-fed beef fat in it, which is gonna make it so flavoursome. We cook it exactly the same, but we finish it slightly differently. So, let's season it up and get it on the grill. Once you've flipped the retired dairy cow ribeye for the second time and you've got some good colour, you need to take it off. Because it's older, it needs to be finished differently. You need to cook this steak now in the oven for the next sort of 2 or 3 minutes, and it enables it to cook all the way through and to relax a little. So, in the oven for the last 5 minutes. Okay, there you go, boys.
Look at that. There's no way anyone will ever know that it's dairy cow.
Exactly right.
Yes, yeah. Look at that. That's the money shot right there.
Beautiful, right?
You know it's just gonna melt. You absolutely do.
I'm going for it.
And you've just got this deep richness along here because that's how good I am. But I'm gonna just eat that. For me.
Exactly. Like that beef fat will just be insane.
Oh, honestly, that's gonna bring her out world peace.
Yeah, well, it's
That's it. World peace is here. And it's in the form of a dairy cow.
The meat is a little bit tough, but not in a bad way. It's just that it's
Well, I wouldn't say
Because
it's
it's
tough. It's just got a bit more to it.
exactly.
You know
It's
what
got
I
a bit
mean?
of resistance when you bite into it. It
Exactly.
just doesn't melt
like where the Wagyu is like beef butter.
Yes.
So I think next up, let's do a blind tasting to see if they can tell the difference. Okay, so let's see how our judges get on. So what I've asked the judges to do is to put their hand down on the left or the right of the one that they think is the retired dairy cow. Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. But what was the key difference? What was it that made it that you could tell?
It was the depth of flavour. It was the fat content in there. You could just taste the richness. You could taste the age.
Totally agree. You can taste the difference massively. It's not as tender. It didn't have that richness, that flavour, that fat. But it wasn't £50 difference, to be honest with you. It's still tasty. It's still delicious.
Okay, it was easy to recognize the Wagyu, but I much prefer the other, more interesting, better value for money. It was almost as good as the other. Yes, it was not as tender, but I actually quite liked the fact it had some resistance in the meat, that it's got still nicely cooked, good flavors, different.
Okay.
I much prefer that one, much more interesting.
So that's the question then. So Matt, I hear what you're saying, but, and this is a question only a chef can answer, I think, but it's like, does the price difference, does it measure up? Is the Wagyu 5 to 6 times better than the retired dairy cow?
Not at all. Not at all. I much prefer the dairy cow for value for money, because I can tell you what, that is going to make me money.
Yeah.
The Wagyu's not.
Yeah.
The Wagyu is just going to make me look good.
So, you're buying dinner, you're cooking steak. What are you buying?
Dairy cow.
Dairy cow.
Dairy cow.
That was really interesting. I think we all came to the same conclusion that when you take into consideration all the competing factors, it's retired dairy cow all day long. And even though the Wagyu is a more luxurious eat, the retired dairy cow is just great. So if you like this video and you like the new format, let me know in the comment box below. And if you want me to get the lads back, they really enjoyed it and they said they'd love to get involved. So increase the peace, spread the love, and subscribe to the channel. See you later, people. This has been quite nice, this, hasn't it?
Love steak in the cold, John.
Yeah.
Stop moaning.